Do y'all have a favorite classic Universal monster?
The Gill Man.
Lovely. What did they call the creature from the Black Lagoon if you saw it with subtitles?
Guillermo del Toro.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Coley. Welcome to Seen on the Screen from Make It Universal and Rotten Tomatoes. We sit down with the people behind the stories that move us and ask, what have you seen on the screen that made an impact? My guests today are the 5 filmmakers selected for No Drama, powered by Universal, Monkeypaw Productions, and the Toronto International Film Festival. No Drama is a global talent experience for writer-directors with a passion for genre filmmaking. From the mind of Jordan Peele, No Drama asks filmmakers, what's your biggest fear? What monsters lurk in the deepest corners of your inner thoughts? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Seen on the Screen. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So we're here currently at the Toronto International Film Festival. Your films have just premiered. You guys are here because you were the ones that were selected out of 4,000 applicants. I mean, and down to the final 5 finalists that was curated from a panel of juries that include folks like the TIFF programmers, Peter Kramer, the folks at Filmmaker Content Strategy, and really so many talented people behind the scenes at Universal Film Group were part of the selection process. So when you're like, we're down to it, y'all were really down to it. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like for you to say your name and give us just like a brief preview of your film. And Helena, I'll start with you.
My name is Helena Hawkes, and my film is Thick Skin, which is about a Hispanic woman who is obsessed with cutting weight, and in doing so unveils the ravenous demons that are eating her up inside.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, it's all that. It's all that. Light work. Chandler, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about your film.
My name is Chandler Crump, and my film is titled Morty. So it follows a girl who, after giving her little brother a stuffed animal that comes with an online counterpart, she begins to notice him act differently, and more sinister forces are behind that.
Dun, dun, dun.
No.
I dig it. All right, next, Charlie.
I'm Charlie Dennis. My film is The Pigs Underneath. It follows residents from a tight-knit working class community who must meet a brutal quota just to survive. And if they don't, they face a punishment far worse than death.
Again, coming with the heat on all of these. All right, Jared, keep it going.
Yeah, so my name is Jared Leaf, and my film is called Spilled Milk. It answers the age-old question, what happened to all those dads that went to the store to get milk and never came back? It follows a Black father as he goes to confront his own estranged father, but ends up running into a mysterious figure called the Milkman, and things quickly go sour.
That was good. Gonna pull us in here.
Yeah. So my name is Ryan Johnson.
I should have just said Ariel. Go ahead. I knew you were gonna do something weird, so I'm like, I'm not even gonna say anything.
No, but my movie is Knives Out 3. My name is Ariel Zengotita. My movie is called Imago, and it's about a young woman who has a toxic relationship with her mom, who also happens to be transforming into an insect.
Yes, love that. And the jokes are already built in. Great job on Knives Out, by the way. Getting Daniel Craig, absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
What has been the moment that you were like, I can't believe we're here? I just cannot believe it. And I'll actually start with you, Jared.
One moment that was just like, whoa, we're here now. I got a text from my producer, Jamal, out of the blue one day, and he said, yo, Kid Cudi wants to score Spilled Milk.
Mad.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I think the coolest part of making the film was just the opportunity to collaborate with such amazing, talented people.
Yeah.
And like the access that this program gave to us to do that. My DP, Justin Dixon, was the gaffer for Licorice Pizza and One Battle After Another. And so he, PTA is one of my favorites, and he was just telling me, hey, Paul does it like this. hey, you should approach it. 'Cause I think Paul would do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, listen, if you can get that clone on set, I would do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
We even reached out to him to be the milkman, and he
Oh, that
passed.
would be amazing.
I mean, he's doing a little thing trying to like
Yeah.
push out this baby that is the movie One Battle After Another.
Right.
But honestly,
I guess he was busy. I don't know.
yeah, you did okay with Jerry O'Connell. Let's be real.
Yeah. He's very
Terrifying.
plus.
Terrifying. He actually, when he walked into set, he scared me.
Girl.
You're like, who is this white man?
Yeah.
I mean, I used to love him. Stand By Me is one of my favorite movies. Not anymore.
Yeah. Ariel, for you, sir.
I think honestly, when we had that first call, that Jordan Peele hopped on the call,
Yeah.
and I was just like, hey, man, Jordan Peele is actually talking to us right now, So that was fantastic.
And we were all on mute as well.
Nodding.
He unmuted and was like, I can't believe we're talking to Jordan.
I was in Italy at the time, and my connection was horrible. I tested it earlier that day, and it was great. And when I got there that night, the connection was terrible. So I remember Jordan hopped on, and he's like, hey, everybody, I just want to tell you the most important thing I've ever learned about screenwriting is that I was like, wait.
You don't get that wisdom.
Trying to get to right. And he came back and he was like, and that's all you ever need to know.
And I'll never say it again.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
One thing I think that that is kind of cool is, so I'm like kind of a purist, right? Like if I had the budget, I would have tried to shoot on film, right? But me and my DP did our best to emulate that. And when we met with Jordan Peele just the other day, he thought we shot on film.
Yeah.
He's like, what did you shoot on?
Yeah, what stock did you shoot?
Yeah,
on?
so shout out to my DP, Tudo. But yeah.
I love that. All right, Chandler, what about you?
I think similarly to Jared, that this is just such a collaborative medium. And I think that being able to work with friends from college in terms of my producer, Samantha Garcia, and our editor, Shay James, who has edited the past 2 films. This is only my 3rd short film. And to also just meet so many incredibly talented individuals, from our DP, our production designer, working with a fabricator for the first time as well, and Logan, just having that all be over Zoom and FaceTime, and just to see the final product of Morty being disgusting was super satisfying.
And he was.
Thank you. And yeah, I think it was just so rewarding to be able to just, honestly, make new friends.
Yeah.
No, hey, it's.
We were in sync with that.
Yeah. Listen, there is
besties,
so
the four
important.
besties.
the loneliness epidemic is not going to take this collaborative filmmaking. Let's put it right here.
Getting to LA, they flew us out to LA to meet Universal, and honestly, like meeting these 4 freaks for the first time, is like, oh, this is real. We're doing this together, and we were in the Universal offices, and the giant minion was like looking down and you see her into the park.
The Overlord, yeah.
And it was just like, that was just like a holy damn moment. Kind of like links back to what Jordan Peele was doing with like Get Out and the permission he allowed filmmakers to sort of comment on something. And I think that's what I'm like just really like proud that I've done with my film and been able to do because of this scheme, is like my what I've seen of like working class films from the West Midlands and England and North of England are just bleak. And these poverty porn dramas, kitchen sink dramas that just cut too close to the bone. So I'm just proud that I've been able to use sort of like genre and spectacle to sort of like put a spotlight on these stories. And that's just something that I haven't really seen much. And it's just like lit a fire in me and just sort of created this monster in me that I just want to just make them bigger, bolder, more powerful, and just catapult these stories into existence in like something where we can go and sit in the cinema. Like we just watched them in the cinema, and it was just such a ride, such a thrill. Just want to just keep doing that. So it's just, that's kind of just like me as like a bit of a shout out, thank you to this whole scheme.
Helena?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was, I'd done docs and, you know, second unit on Insidious 5, but it was my first time directing something of my own. And going into that, I was terrified to work with actors. I had the rare opportunity of finding Kayla Montrosa Mejia, who is mostly known for her comedic work. Maria Sofia in Curb and Petra in The Studio. She completely blew me away with what she was able to accomplish with Thick Skin. On set, everyone applauded at the climax scene that we shot, and everyone was crying because it felt so raw and visceral in the moment, and she's such a powerhouse. I really appreciated the actors, and they made this world feel real, and I was thrilled to work with them.
Love it. So we're gonna dive into our popcorn buckets. Are y'all ready?
Mm.
We need to do a little movie magic because you guys need to have some props for this. So
Cool.
let's get you some props and dive into our popcorn buckets. Here we go.
Exciting.
Whoa, that's
Jordan Peele was inspired in part by the Stepford Wives when he was writing his Academy Award-winning film, Get Out. Yes or no? You're just gonna make, I was like, Ariel's gonna make me wait for it. I love that you were all Jordan aficionados and all said yes, because yes, Jordan has definitely cited the 1975 film, The Stepford Wives, as a major influence, especially its mix of social satire and horror. In fact, all of these yes or no statements that we're gonna be doing are about horror. And what I've loved about all of your shorts is, even though they're very different and all speak to different parts of horror and thrills and living within your own identity, but they're all terrifying and like a different button of terrifying. I'm just curious, were any of you like hardcore horror people? Did any of you have to come to horror? Is there a film that made you do it?
Not to keep it too on brand, but honestly, Jordan Peele's Get Out, like that seemed like the first time I'd seen horror to say something important, comment on a social issue, but do so in like a way that you could laugh, scream, have fun whilst watching it. And before, I just like had watched The Hills Have Eyes, The Descent, like Ring, and I was like, cool, these are sitting with me for like months, and I'm terrified of my like wardrobe now. So it just did it differently for me, and yeah, that I think that took me there.
Yeah. I was like 7, and I saw Freddy Krueger. And it made me afraid to go to sleep or be in a dark place. So I stayed away from horror for a long time. What brought me back was actually Insidious.
Nice.
It was the perfect blend of like scary, fun. I love when the little kid was dancing. So that one brought me back.
No, I was the same way. And actually it was for me, it was Freddy Krueger and also Jason, like definitely of those. I was just like, this is not a good thing. Like, why are people doing this? I'm still not, and people may hate this, I've still not seen The Exorcist for this reason. But for me, it's actually Paranormal Activity. Because those advertisements were just so like, I was like, well, I want that. I want to, because it's like a roller coaster almost. So don't want to leave you out on this one. Were you a late to horror arriver as well?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I always liked horror, right? But I only just kind of made stupid, funny, sketch type stuff in the beginning. But I think what it was is watching when I started watching more 80s horror movies is when I realized like how fun horror is, So yeah, I think it was just kind of a natural progression because it's the most fun I think you could have in the theater is with a horror movie.
Yeah. I've heard that like horror movies are terrifying on screen, but they're fun to make. Like I hope y'all had fun.
I think we all grew up just after that like really fun practical effects generation, like from like John Carpenter and like like we probably missed that experience in the cinema, I think. So like we had to like refine that if we weren't shown it.
Yeah, I love it. I wanted to make sure that we got a minute to kind of talk about horror, but honestly, I just love that Jordan is like, his DNA is imprinted in literally these shorts. You know what I mean? Like, and he probably didn't know that obviously when they were making the selections, but it's there, it's in the DNA. I love that. Next statement, statement 2. Wendy, darling, light of my life, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in, was said by Michael B. Jordan's character Smoke in Ryan Coogler's recent horror hit, Sinners. Yes or no? I mean, seriously, it wasn't. Bonus, who was it said by?
Jack from The Shining.
Another classic. And I mean, Kubrick, it's in all of it, right? Like anything where any of your movies where somebody was being tortured, all of them.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of The Shining in it. Do any of you have a special connection to the film in particular?
To The Shining?
Yeah, to The Shining.
I mean, it's so formative in like the horror watching experience, and just like Kubrick and his precision is always something I think we all are trying to strive for.
I was gonna say Shining is one of my favorite movies, and I really love, basically, you get an incredible performance, from Jack Nicholson kind of descending into madness. And so it feels kind of like a character study in a way. But then at the same time, the music, the tone of the movie, and me personally, I'm a huge fan of snap zooms and whips and stuff. So the way that the movie uses zooms is really cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times the snap zoom is like funny, right?
Yeah.
But that movie uses it and it's kind of like, it's not funny.
Yeah.
And for you, sorry, you were raising your paddle as well,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the Shining connection for you?
I had a friend who was a little weird back in high school, and he would always talk about like ghost stories and scary stuff. He's like, "Oh, you guys gotta watch The Shining." So that was my first exposure to it, and it was so weird. But you can tell, even though it's disturbing, you can tell it's like a cinematic masterpiece. And I also just admire Kubrick's range and his ability to tell great stories across genre.
Yeah, that is very true, because he was very much not beholden to that. Really a filmmaker in that respect. Like, he just wanted to go to the scripts.
Right.
All right, great job. Let's move on to our third statement. Frankenstein's monster is famous for walking with his arms stretched out because of how Mary Shelley described him in her novel. Yes or no?
I haven't read Frankenstein since high school.
It's okay, take a guess. Take a guess.
I'm like,
that's absolutely false. Yeah, nope. And everybody said no, which is great.
Oh, good.
That walk is actually a product of the 1943 film Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, where the monster was played by Bela Lugosi. Lugosi had originally had lines explaining how the monster was now blind, but that just got cut, and so now we just do Frankenstein. Which, by the way, it's great that we're talking about Frankenstein, because that is such embedded into, I think, the Universal DNA. Do y'all have a favorite classic Universal monster?
The Gill Man, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
The Creature from the Black Lagoon, lovely. Did you see that? What's that important? What's that in your native? Because everything translates different in a different language. What did they call the Creature from the Black Lagoon if you saw it with subtitles?
Guillermo del Toro.
I saw that one too. That's the one
That is so good. No, that is accurate. That is very accurate. I mean, Shape of Water, kids. There we are. So I like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Because I just like I feel like it's the only accurate representation of men.
Yeah.
There's two sides, kids. I love it. We're gonna move on to our next statement. The infamous subway scene in the 1981 film Possession was filmed without a script and relied heavily on actress Isabelle Adjani's improvisation. Yes or no? Yes. It's absolutely true. The director gave the actress loose guidance and let her go. The performance that she delivered is still considered one of the absolute most disturbing scenes in horror. So everyone here has seen it.
Yeah.
No.
No, not yet.
You've seen it.
Possession is definitely one of the classics, and you should definitely. Yeah, but I mean, for the folks that have seen it, don't you feel Charlie's movie definitely has some possession vibes?
Totally.
And also very similar to
you. Yeah, I was gonna
the
say
mother's
too.
form.
Which I think is so funny that you are also the two that haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
It was a huge part of production design for me, and the, degradation of their marital structure decaying and how that was intrinsically linked to their surroundings, and it became more and more chaotic. That was something that I definitely ripped off, where Ari's sort of stomach is intrinsically linked to her surroundings and morphs as she descends into madness as well.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, all of you got it right on the yes, even though only two of you haven't seen
I
it.
looked at Helena's board.
Educated guess.
Cheated. It's fine. You got the right answer. You're like, I'm trying to believe it. I can't.
Because that's just very much like the female experience.
No,
So I feel like every like female identifying person I've seen watch that scene in the subway is like, oh yeah, that's like a normal Tuesday night. Just like in your head.
Yeah.
What I think is so
Once a
interesting
week.
Once a week for us.
about that movie is oftentimes with horror, I think there's movies that it's sort of like a jumping off point and then they add all these horrific elements that make it go crazier. And I've always felt that Possession was like the horror sequel of A Woman Under the Influence.
Totally. Yeah. Another inspiration.
Another
for mine.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Another one where it's like similarly like Descent into Madness, but like at the hands of a very inattentive man.
Yeah.
Kind of like, honestly, Barbarian's very similar as an experiential movie. Because I feel like with Kreger just writing that as an exercise, I feel like it's either the character goes through that madness or you as the audience member is descending into madness because you're just hit with the constant, like, what the fuck is happening?
As someone that's seen all of your shorts, all of y'all nailed that exact emotion. I love that. That's a great one. Well, thank y'all. Amazing on the yes, no questions. We're gonna move on to our next popcorn bucket, and this is now the quotes. And although our first popcorn bucket was all about horror, y'all's tastes are eclectic, so we're gonna go to a lot of places here. Go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all of this to blow over. What's that from?
Shaun of the Dead.
That's correct. And you're right. Absolutely love Shaun of the Dead. I'm guessing, Charlie, this is a fave of yours as well.
Do you know what? I don't think it's one of my I wouldn't say it's like my top horror films, but it just almost feels like a feel-good horror film.
Okay. All right. What about you, Ariel? I think you're an Edgar Wright fan.
I'm
right?
a big Edgar Wright fan. For sure.
Awesome.
But,
You can see some of his work.
Definitely.
Especially the genre building, especially like, no offense, the just no chill aspect of being like, we did that.
It's the normality. Shaun of the Dead and your films like very normal.
You're like,
but
this
then
happens.
also, it's like the zombies, there's a giant bug. It's like, this is not normal.
Love it. I love it. We're gonna move on to our next quote. Great job. So everyone got it right. My face, my beautiful, beautiful face. I'm an ugly, stinky llama. Wah ha ha, llama face.
Emperor's New Groove.
Man, y'all are jumping in on this one. Y'all are jumping in on
Talk
this
about
one.
cinematic masterpiece.
No, I'm like,
Any movie with Eartha Kitt.
Correct.
Oh my God,
Correct.
Can't go wrong.
Fleek.
Cannot go right.
Put that flea into a box.
I just gave, it sounds like this is a vibe all the way around. All of y'all shouted out yes on that one. Everyone loves it. I just gave one of those quotes. That's a pretty quotable one. Anybody want to pop off some other ones from Emperor's New Groove? Because there's so many.
The poison for Cusco.
Wrong lever. Okay, we're gonna move on to our next quote. Great job, by the way. I drink your milkshake. Drink it up. Jared, that was you with the lovely slurp sound effect. I appreciate that Foley, sir.
Yeah, no problem. That's my man, DDL. There will be blood.
You know, you guys are at a Toronto International Film Festival in a year where we're going to get new Paul Thomas Anderson and new Daniel Day-Lewis, which are two things that a lot of people didn't think were going to happen again. So
came out of retirement.
So everybody, I guess, there will be blood. We're just like, this is insane what PTA did, the movie, the everything. If you had to, though, anything else from his filmography, which I know, like, is if there's anything else that you'd put higher.
I will jump in here because when I was trying to cut my teeth in the film industry. I worked on Phantom Thread with
Wow.
Peter as a
Okay.
theatre
Fun
runner,
fact.
and I had the most boring time of my life. I was just in a building. We had to be so quiet. I felt like I was standing up for like 16 hours straight on set. So like my experience with PTA is like I feel the exhaustion of being on set with it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I say Punch Drunk Love. I'm really, I think it's cool because it's, you know, it's kind of like a precursor for Adam Sandler to what he did on Uncut Gems. Like you kind of get that nervous energy in there.
Yeah.
And it's like romantic at the same time, but it's got some action in there. And it's just a fun movie. I really like it.
Magnolia. I mean, a
is
huge
great.
inspiration for Weapons. I love the hyperlink structure of the movie, and it really, you know, hits you for sure. I love that movie.
It's interesting, Charlie, too, because you worked on Phantom Thread, because that film in particular has just this like fire score, and that might actually be my favorite PTA.
Interesting. Cool.
But mostly for Leslie Manville.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
she's sipping that coffee and she said,
amazing.
"Don't come for me today." I was like, yes
she's
to
so
all of
good.
that.
Yeah.
But Jared, sir,
Yes.
in PTA movies, he's another one of these filmmakers like yourself who's been able to partner with like an actual pop star, because There Will Be Blood, that score was Johnny Greenwood. And then for Spilled Milk, you had Kid Cudi do that score, which again, I think there's a lot of examples of this, whether it be Nine Inch Nails or you have people like Ludwig who produces albums and then does scores.
Yeah.
But what was it like having him as a collaborator?
It was incredible. I met him on a Thursday, and he talked about how excited he was and how many ideas he had. And he's like, "Hey, let me know. I'm gonna let you know. I work fast." I'm like, "All right, cool, great." By Friday, he sent me 4 different tracks.
That's crazy.
And those are the ones that ended up in the film.
Wow.
Aside from a few tweaks here and there, and things to just pick up the energy in certain places. But it was amazing.
So sick.
Like just to see him work, he's a genius.
Yeah.
He's super collaborative, like super friendly. And you could just see the musical talent translates not only from this rapper persona of Kid Cudi, but just how in tune he was with cinema. Like he really wanted to be on his John Williams.
I mean, he's a filmmaker in his own right, like
Yeah,
yourself, a
Neverland.
multi-hyphenate. And so I think that's just, I hate to say game, recognized game, which is great.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. All right. Since we are talking specifically about your shorts, I'd be curious if you could just kind of rapid fire a couple of the movie inspirations for your films, because some of these folks, by the time this comes out, they'll be able to maybe see your films and, you know, certain arenas, either at a festival or maybe online. So yeah, Chandler, start with you. Give me like a few of the film inspirations or even like media inspirations.
Yeah, It Follows, The Babadook. I'd say Super 8 in terms of just like vibe.
Yeah. The vibes are good.
Vibe.
Yeah, no.
And then for our cinematographer, Zoe Simone Yee, we definitely brought in visually inspiration from like Swarm and Killing of the Sacred Deer as well.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Love Lanthimos. Yeah.
Yeah, Lanthimos is my favorite. Persona, Fight Club, A Woman Under the Influence, Possession, Midsommar, Severance. I love the color theory that they use as motifs. And, you know, when the innie outie worlds converge, like there's this dress that Helly is wearing where it's blue and green. And I was like, oh, that's genius. And so color theory was a big part of Thick Skin, like all of the reds and yellows, of course, is fat and blood, but it's also the McDonald's colors, which are supposed to stimulate appetite as well. So that was a big deal for me. Watching Severance, yeah.
Charlie?
Probably Bong Joon-ho's Snowpiercer and maybe the platform, like that class warfare, that sort of like oppression of like survival games from like the privileged few who sort of assert that on people, but then kind of like the sensibilities of maybe like Andrea Arnold's Fish Tank or like Ken Loach's Kes, like kind of a merging of those worlds.
I mean, Ken Loach's whole filmography, really.
Yeah.
That's great. Ariel, let's start with you.
Movie-wise, obviously The Fly, David Cronenberg's The Fly. Marriage Story, Uncut Gems, actually.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And from like, book-wise, Metamorphosis.
Yeah,
Kafka.
Definitely a big influence.
Jared, sir.
He Got Game,
Wow.
father-son element.
Love.
That was not what I would expect you to say.
Yeah.
That's a great
Yeah.
pull. I love that.
Hereditary,
Mm.
It,
Yeah.
the movie version.
Yeah.
Get Out,
Mm.
obviously. Severance, like Helena said, with some of the camera work. Atlanta.
I see.
Oh, that's a good
Love.
one.
Yeah,
That's a
I could
really
see
good
that.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. There's a lot of synergy going on too, because Jordan is currently producing him with Justin Tipping, and like what he's doing for y'all, he's also doing with that feature, the
Wow.
mentorship, the
Yeah.
collaboration
amazing.
within the identity of Monkeypaw, and so much of that. And I really dig it. And I want to take an opportunity to talk about some of the collaborators that you folks worked on with the various shorts. I mean, we have the VFX folks that y'all partnered with. A lot of the actors are folks that worked with Universal Pictures. Obviously, the marketing department really stepped up to make sure you guys got a great runway here at TIFF. Obviously, Jordan is executive producer on all of the shorts, but even more so than that, the initiatives that we have at Universal sort of like helped this, like the Universal Composers Initiative. Y'all have composers that were from that do the composition for your films, which I think is so great. And Helena and Charlie, I'd love for you to talk about that process.
That sort of like came together authentically, organically from when we all came out to LA, because we met all the different sort of like talent initiatives, and we met the Composer Initiative, and we got talking, and then from that we all had these like little sort of like meetings with them afterwards, Zoom, just to like get to know each other.
Yeah, I love that. We'll talk about your experience with it.
I mean, Shirley is the most fun Australian woman to be around. So, I mean, that was what I was struck by first, was, I could work with this person. And then when we got into the process, she just really intuitively knew, we just shared the same vision, pulling in more Foley sounds and modulating them into more of a score. And I think that she really captured what dysmorphia sounds like sonically. And she's incredibly talented.
Yeah, and whether they were with the composers or whether it was folks like Kid Cudi, all of y'all had incredible music supervision. That was also a part of the Universal.
Martin.
Martin.
Martin. That was a
Juanita.
huge part. Yeah, I had seen this artist, Sophia Acela, on Instagram a year or two ago, and was completely struck by her as well. I was like, oh, she's giving Fiona Apple meets Nine Inch Nails. And we really, I emailed her mom. I saw her perform in Ireland and was like, oh my gosh, she has to be a part of Thick Skin. And Martin helped us make that happen, along with Lauren Ronaldo at Crush. And yeah, it's the perfect song for the end of the movie.
I love it. Did you have something also on the
I
music?
did have something. So I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny people in here.
I've heard of him.
In my film, there's a little silverfish at the beginning and end of the movie, and it's a stop motion animated insect. I don't know if you guys have been following Bad Bunny's latest, music videos and stuff like that, but he has a little stop motion character that's a frog.
Love it.
The same artist who designed and animated that frog created our silverfish.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
He's like the only Puerto Rican stop motion artist.
Wow.
His name is Quique Rivera, and he's with Acho Studio is his studio.
I love that. Also,
Love.
another little connection, Bad Bunny's longtime director is actually at TIFF with his first feature, Barrio Triste.
Wow.
Yeah, it's produced by Harmony Korine. It's behind his production company. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's here. So again, the movie connections just continue.
Yeah.
Check out Barrio Triste. It's visually incredible and very
Amazing.
much borrows into what Bad Bunny does in his stuff.
That's amazing.
All right. Quotes are done. Y'all did amazing, but we're not out of here yet. We got one more thing, but it's our rapid fire questions. Paddles out. First rapid fire question. Going to the movies alone, yes or no?
Big yes.
We've got all yeses all the way
Yeah.
around. This
But
is
for
good.
my wife,
I get it. So you're like, I don't actually get to do that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then, you know, I would if I could. I get it. Only when you're on set, maybe, or something. Then
You're
you
not
can do it.
opposed to it.
Yeah, yeah.
open.
Yeah.
Staying through the end credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a credit person
Yeah.
too. Popcorn with butter, yes or no?
What is wrong with
That's
I
so
want to hear about these
thick-skinned,
no's. So we
Conan.
have nothing. We have nothing but yeses so far, and
We
then
know.
now
That's so
Charlie and
British.
Helena
Y'all
don't
don't
like
use
butter
salt.
popcorn. All right, seeing a movie in the movie theater more than once, yes or no?
Definitely.
I mean,
Even though tickets are like $25.
Yeah.
Financially, no.
Financially, you can't relate, but ideally, yes.
I wish
something
the ability to see all the movies that you want to see to all of you.
Thank you.
I want you to
Yeah.
be able to do
Thank
that.
That's a good wish. For
Both
my
time
birthday.
and
Yeah.
financial wise.
Absolutely.
Because that's the other thing. The minute you can afford movies,
I'm
you
like,
don't
this
have time to
account-
see it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna suck up to Monkeypaw real quick, just for a
What?
second. Movie that I've seen the most in theaters actually is Nope.
Oh.
Yes, I watched
Wow.
Nope 8 times in IMAX.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it deserves it.
It
Yeah.
was just the IMAX experience for that movie was like, it was so good.
Yeah, that's
That's
amazing.
what money well spent.
I actually saw it in the Upper West Side, and Jordan was actually there with the Q&A
Wow.
in the beginning with Kiki. He didn't see me, obviously. Like I was sitting in
You're like,
front,
but I
we
saw
did.
him.
Yeah, I was
You're
sitting
like,
in
I
front.
saw
I was
him.
like,
You're like, Jordan,
looks
you will
at
see.
Binoculars, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like sitting there, and I was like, okay, like one day he's gonna like know who I am.
Yeah.
And
I
here we
know.
are. That is a manifestation.
Yeah,
You
I'm a
literally-
big manifester.
I think you put some, honestly, like,
Yeah.
I would look at it different. I'd be like, no, she put some, like, voodoo on him. Like,
Yeah.
you notice me.
Yeah,
He's
Jordan
real,
will
you're
curse.
I love it.
I love manifesting.
Do you check out reviews before you go in?
Oh no, definitely
Some
not.
nothing.
I would
No.
briefly look at like a score from Rotten Tomatoes, but if I want to see a movie, like I'll see the movie.
Yeah.
This is what's really funny. I can't live in that life. I know more about movies. Before I know the name of it, I probably heard something
Yeah.
about it. So I don't
I
really-
like to go in as blind as possible. Even if I know this is bad, but even if I can't watch a trailer, I would prefer that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's fair. I will say that that's why I like film festivals, because I'll just pick up a movie
Just
and
raw
then
dog
just,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chandler. Last question: is horror the best genre?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a half and half.
I get some halvesies over here. Okay, so
Shame,
Charlie,
shame.
Helena, and Chandler are big yeses.
Yeah.
But Jared and Ariel not.
I think horror fusion is the
Yeah.
best.
Yes.
I will go
Okay.
with that.
Okay.
Yeah, like-
Okay. Okay.
Like I like a little bit of darkness and everything, but
Just change
like
plans.
straight horror gets a little. I like it mixed with things, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take
Agreed.
it. I want to thank y'all so much for being here today and for sharing all the things that you've seen on screen and your incredible work. And yeah, we'll see y'all next
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did it. And scene.